There's never been a time in history where coins have went on bull runs back to back, as far as for in consecutive years, like 2021 bull run, 2022 bull run, 2023 bull run. Welcome back, YouTube. So in today's video, we're going to cover a few topics. We're going to talk about the cycle of where we are in crypto right now and when can we expect the next bull run and what that looks like for coins like Dogecoin. And also we're going to use this by tracking, of course, the cycle that Bitcoin is in, because obviously that's the market indicator. So what you're looking at here behind me is the bookmap chart. And this is pretty much this tracking pools of liquidity and where the volume is, current price action, and where the buy and the sells are for any given asset. This is Bitcoin right now that we're looking at. And as you can see here, this is a big change from what we've been looking at for the last few weeks. Typically what we're seeing here is on a normal day is the buy and the sell orders are going to track the price action much more closely. But as you can see here, we have low volume and we have pretty much a sideways movement. And you'll see that the buy orders, which are the red, the yellow, those darker colors down to the bottom, and also the same on the top, the red, the yellow, those are all going to be the sell orders to push the price down. You can see they're spread out and they're not tracking or they're relatively close to the current price action. So this is allowing Bitcoin to kind of float sideways a little bit more, pretty much uninterrupted, unless it hits one of those pools of liquidity and changes direction. So pretty much you're having, it's not necessarily saying that it's stagnant, but you're going to have, this is going to indicate sideways movement here. And pretty much like the coin is trying to stabilize here at this current time. Now, I made a few videos talking about bull traps and whether or not I believe we're at the bottom of the current cycle here. And we're going to talk about this in this video as well and take a little bit more of a deeper dive. But when we take a deeper dive into the actual cycles of crypto, because you're going to see a lot of influencers say that, oh, we're on a bull run and we're at the bottom here and we're off to the races. And I want to pretty much put this into perspective, because if you look at the chart of crypto and not just Dogecoin or Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatever your favorite coin is, there's never been a time in history where coins have went on bull runs back to back, as far as for in consecutive years, like 2021 bull run, 2022 bull run, 2023 bull run. You will have a continuation of an already existing bull run. Like Bitcoin likes to run in December, so you can kind of see that kind of transfer over into like a January or February. But you've never seen a run consolidation in 2020, run consolidation in 2021. These things typically take time. And by time, I mean, normally there's years in between these consolidation points. Bitcoin, for example, normally takes around 13, 14 months to hit a bottom from an all-time high. And this is just because we have more data on Bitcoin based off of the amount of time that we can look at compared to something like Dogecoin, which we're going to have to track the next bull run and compare it to what we got last time. Then of course we can come up with some more accurate averages at that time. But if we're using those indicators for something like Bitcoin, that means that we can expect the bottom of Bitcoin to kind of show itself somewhere between October and November of this year. And of course, if it does continue to bottom out at that extreme number, which is around like 85%, then that'll put us around like 10 grand. I do believe that coins like Dogecoin is much more closely to its max number, which is why we're going to see bigger gains. It's kind of like the reverse of what we saw, because when we were up, you would see the bigger losses in percentage-wise and stuff like that in coins like Dogecoin compared to coins like Bitcoin. And now we're having rises and you're seeing the bigger gains in percentage-wise in coins like Dogecoin compared to coins like Bitcoin. So I think that it's kind of like they're still trending somewhat together, but they're pretty much just doing a flip between the amount of liquidity and stuff that's flowing into these coins based off of where they are, how extreme they are in their correction cycle. Let's take a look here at Doge as well in Bookmap. And by the way, I do have if you want access to this program here to check out the pools of liquidity, I have a link in the description where you can check out Bookmap and get this for yourself. So this here is Dogecoin. Now this is something more similar to what we're normally used to seeing when even in coins like Bitcoin, where you have more levels, but you'll see it pretty much tracing the price of the coin in real time to try and influence it. You're not having those big gaps of liquidity between the actual price movement. So Dogecoin right here is literally trending directly in the pools of liquidity because there's a fight here to try and influence the coin in one direction or the other. Obviously above it, it's going to be a sell to push it down. Buy is going to be below it, is going to be a buy to push it up. And you see directly on each side, you have this tug of war here that's tracking the price of the coin. So if we're talking about history here, where does that put the next cycle for the crypto market? When does this put the next bull cycle? When is the next run without the pump faking, without the bull traps, without all the BS? When is the next run? And I'm considering a run, meaning an organic crypto run in the market where the public has become bullish in general, not tracing hopium or catalyst or some hype to circle around a certain coin and the market gets a temporary pump. I'm talking about where the entire crypto market becomes bullish, and this is when you have your 12 months plus of aggressive movement in the positive direction. And the charts say this is going to be sometime around 2024. Now, there could be some exceptions here, obviously, because Bitcoin has broken its 4-year trend, and it did go down below that 19.3 mark, which historically it has never done before. So maybe this means that these cycles can be shortened, and maybe we can expect something as far as for 2023 or a little sooner. But if we're looking at history, that is going to be the time frame. So what does that look like for coins like Dogecoin? As far as if Bitcoin is going to get back to around 70,000 and set its new all-time high, what does that look like for coins like Dogecoin? Well, as you can see now, even with the developers and the actual popularity and usage of the coin, you can see that the community here is growing and they're becoming much smarter about the things that they do about the coins. Myself, as well as some other developers, have been writing a lot about moving your coins off of the exchanges over the last few months. And I see that the word has got out and some other influencers are starting to talk about it. And this is going to be great as far as for moving the coin forward and not having so much manipulation when it comes down to the coin price on the exchange side. Obviously, on the retail side, we're going to have to look for something like utility and push for the coin actually being used and where it's accepted and things that we can actually do with the coin. This is going to add to not only longevity, but also stability in price if we're not just simply holding the coin based off of speculation in prices to turn a profit. When it comes down to prices and profit, you can see now that Dogecoin is pretty much back roughly at its 21-day moving average. Bitcoin is still a little bit below, but Dogecoin has been getting some tremendous gains there, especially coming down from around like the 4 cent mark. Dogecoin has reacted very positively to the pump that the market is getting. Now, I will say this again, even though I believe that this is not going to be sustained over long term because of the macros not being solved, I do believe these price points and even lower when we were around like 4 cent, I do believe these are all great entries. My only thing is, if you're going to make an entry into these prices, just make sure that you're not speculating based off of price or expecting a quick turnaround. That's my only thing. I do believe all of these prices here, whether that's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, not saying they can't go lower, but I do believe these are great entries. And most importantly, I do believe it'll be highly unlikely you will see these prices again after the next bull run. The prices you're complaining about now will be taking screenshots of them and using them in memes saying that these were the good old days, I should have bought more. When you're long on a coin and you have the averages for the cycles and you kind of have an idea and a time frame of what to expect and when to expect it, there is a common thing that I believe is universal when it comes down to action that you do in the meantime. And that's not limiting it to Dogecoin, Bitcoin. Obviously, I like Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano. I like all of them. I'm long on all of them. And things that I do now that I have the time frame in which I expect some action, the consolidation period, the range, we're in the range that I feel comfortable buying. This is my opportunity here to accumulate. And based off of the history of crypto, and most of you have witnessed the power of crypto and what happens when that thing takes off, I'm not taking this opportunity lightly. And if you're long in a coin and if you believe in a coin, I suggest you don't either. But again, that's just my opinion. Keep that in mind and look at the real facts. And if you're looking to get some extra money here for your investing, I do have a link in the description from Moomoo where you can get up to 10 free stocks, up to $25,000 in value, just by opening an account and depositing any amount. And again, that link to Moomoo is in the description section. If you found anything of value in this video, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more from me. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. And until next time.